This is the Symposium podcast with E. Wright and Romero.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of the Symposium podcast. This is episode 55.
55.
Yeah. On the other side of the chair, let the people know who you are.
People, what up, people? I go by the name E. Wright. Thank you for joining us here at the Symposium podcast. I'll kick it back to my man.
You know what it is? Winter coat roams in the building. See, this is how tired I am.
It is because you retired in the last episode.
Big facts. Here one last time though. One final appearance, and then putting up that coat.
I hope so, shit.
Brother.
I hope so.
The coat is like Groundhog's Day, basically.
Yeah.
It's like if I see this nigga in this coat. we still got another month. But yeah, so once again, thank y'all for tuning in. We got a lot of we got a couple of topics for y'all. Definitely got some news. But it's probably gonna be light today. Yeah. It's gonna be light.
Yeah, I'll be straight up. This motherfucking daylight saving is.
Oh yeah,
It fucked me
damn
up.
it.
Like I've been exhausted all day.
Alright.
Motherfuckers thought I was hungover at work today. I'm like, no, I'm just fucking tired. Like your eyes red. Like.
Well, we're gonna get it going. So to you, sir, to the people, welcome to the party. So I would ask how you're doing, but I already got insight. Oh, brother,
It's time. I can't keep working like this.
Yo, I don't know. That's another topic. That's definitely something we
You
need
watched
to
it?
touch.
You watched
Yeah,
it? Okay.
exactly. That's
Oh, we didn't
exactly.
talk about it.
No, we didn't.
Damn, okay. All right, cool.
We've been busy.
Yeah, we're busy. I'm doing good though. I'm other than being tired.
Yeah.
Let me change it. Other than being tired, my voice still fucked up from the weekend. I'm doing all right, man. I can't complain. Busy. Definitely gonna be a busy week for me, but I got some work to do to finish up tonight. But other than that, can't complain, man. How about yourself?
About the same, brother. I got no complaints.
Yeah.
Just tired. It's funny how, man, 1 hour, like a 1 hour shift, that's it.
Yeah.
It fucks you up.
Yeah, bro.
That's it. It's unreal.
But I was pleasantly surprised. I did get in a quick nap today, which I rarely do. I'm rarely able to. And I woke up, and it was getting close to 6 o'clock. No, it was 5 something.
Okay.
And I go in my living room, and it's bright as hell. Like, that shit was
Yeah,
nice. That was
yeah,
nice. That felt a little
Yeah.
nice. Get a little longer daylight, but
That's the-
kind of body got to adjust to the time, I guess.
I guess that's the balancer. That's the scale. You lose an hour, but
Yeah.
you get that daylight.
So that was nice because all the windows was fucking open and beautiful.
Breezy, like it. I was gonna ask you this too. Is like, what now that spring is coming around the corner? Like, what's something that you're looking forward to?
Honestly, walking Gigi.
Yeah.
I've been neglecting her walks in the winter. She got too much energy, dog. I can't wait to get out and walk her again. It's going like a nice long walk after work.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good for her for sure.
For me too, shit. I'm focusing more on my fitness. Coming up. Yeah, I still been working out, but I haven't been like committed, you know what I mean? Like it's easy for me to be a little lazy, but
is it because of we just talked about daylight savings, like how the days are shorter in winter. Is it because it get darker?
No, because basketball season.
Oh,
Get the fuck out. And I'm not coaching a spring sport, so I will have time to get on my shit, man. Basketball, it's just a long season in general, you know what I mean? So just getting home tired as fuck, having games 2 nights a week, you know what I mean? Practice every day.
It's a lot.
It's a grind, but I love it,
It's for the greater good.
Oh yeah, for sure. So.
But at what cost?
Right.
All right. Well, that being said, should we get into some news?
Yeah. I was about to shout something out. What the hell was I about to shout out? Damn it.
Ladies?
Back to me. No.
Is it a person?
I thought it was.
Okay. Is it a man or a woman?
So what is that? Clue? Who?
20
Guess
questions.
Guess who?
Oh, yeah. Do you have that? We have that at the crib.
I don't have that, but I used to have it.
Originally, so like we got one, right? We got Guess Who.
Yeah.
And then one day we were playing, I was like, hey, I have a question. Why is everybody white? And then they came out with another one, like a more diverse one. And I was like, yeah, that's goddamn right.
Yeah, I forgot what I was about to shout out, but let's get into get into the news.
What do you got for this?
All right, I just got a few. Sorry, scratch me. I got a few just news things. Instagram. This was I think probably a couple days ago or last week or something. Instagram introduced enhanced tags to help creators receive proper credit for their work.
Okay.
So, and this is kind of, well, I guess I can piggyback on. So, I'll just read the article. So recently Instagram announced their enhanced tags feature, which gives creators the recognition for the content they're responsible for contributing to Instagram. Instagram said, proper creative credit and recognition is a starting point for discovery, new opportunities, and economic empowerment. This is where I was going to get to. For many Black and underrepresented creators, that's really what's important.
Okay.
Crediting is an entryway to build a sustainable career as a creator, while combating cultural appropriation and ensuring the world knows who's driving the culture.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool, man.
It's very, very interesting.
Yeah. I don't have too much detail about it, but
I'm sure we'll talk about it more.
Yeah, we'll see more of that. I did have. There's this guy I know. I went to Mankato with him actually. My guy Harry, he hoops, and he runs a hoop organization in Green Bay, out in the Green Bay area. Crazy. So this is a bigger story. I probably actually can make this a topic next time. But
okay.
Especially with the March Madness going on. So right now, Nike running these ads for March Madness. It's called All In, Ballin', All In.
Yeah.
Warm-up shirts.
Yeah.
My guy Harry and one of his buddies pitched that shit to a Nike rep a few years ago.
What I feel like I know where this is going.
Yeah. And he got proof. The guy, I forget his name. His Instagram name is Adobe Bryant.
Okay.
That's pretty hard.
Yeah.
He got proof he tagged the ladies. I think he got blocked. I think, and I'll do more research when we actually talk about the topic. But so he had his pitch, his everything, like what he sent to them.
Yeah.
And he's seen that you can see when somebody opened the Dropbox and look at it, and it was the person that works for Nike. One of the reps worked for Nike,
showing that he connected with this person.
Yes. Yeah. And fast forward, literally just they running with this campaign now. It is exactly what, just kind of they tweaked it, but it's exactly what he pitched. And he just wanted a conversation. He reached out. I don't know where he at right now. I kind of stopped following it, but he just wanted a conversation. You know what I mean? Like, damn, give credit where credit due. Like, and that's huge. You know what I mean?
It's funny that you say that. So what is he looking for now?
I don't know.
That's the question.
Yeah, I mean, because initially that's his fucking idea. Like, but I don't know if he's looking for money. I don't know if he's looking for credit, just credibility or what. But
he's got to get something.
Yeah.
And excuse me, I'm not ignoring what you're saying. It's just,
go ahead.
It's just funny that you bring up that story because I don't know. It had to be like over a decade ago. I saw this movie. Have you heard of Flash of Genius? All right, so Flash of Genius is it's about a college professor. This was like way back when. It had to be like the 50s. Yeah, like it was definitely in the 50s.
Mm.
This guy, he was the inventor of windshield wipers.
Oh, okay.
And he brought it to Ford, he brought it to GM and stuff. And people looked at it, they were like, oh, this is a great idea. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
And he thought he was in talks with people, be like, okay, this is gonna be big, something's actually gonna happen.
Yeah.
Time went by and nothing happened, but suddenly he started to see vehicles on the road with the wipers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, that's my invention.
Yeah.
Why is it that someone else, like, why is this on a car? I didn't allow this. So he went to battle with what do you call them? With the companies,
Mm-hmm.
like huge, and they was trying to give him a payout. They were like, all right, we'll just give you, we'll give you X amount. Yeah, we'll give you a settlement. Like, we'll give you $10 million. No, I don't want that money. We'll give you 20 million. Even his family was like, take this motherfucking money. But he's like, no, I don't want that. But that's what I wanted to bring up. Not just the movie, but the definition of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I heard it, I was like, yeah, there are a lot of people that have that. Flash of Genius doctrine states that an invention must indicate the flash of creative genius, not merely a skill of the calling. Patents were granted only if an inventor revealed the flash of genius behind the invention. If the inventor fails, he or she loses the right to private grant on the public domain. So basically, you have to show that proof. Like, what was the moment for you that showed you are the originator of it?
He got all that proof.
Yeah.
So they got all that proof. So it'll be interesting to see. I haven't been following, so I'm not sure where they at.
Get your credit.
Yeah, for sure.
Get your credit, sir. Especially now, shit is popping off.
Hell yeah.
Get that flash of genius, man.
I guess I'll just stick with social media. TikTok and Netflix suspend services in Russia amid ongoing invasion of Ukraine. TikTok suspends new content and live streaming due to fake news law.
God, it's 2022. We still use that.
Yeah.
But it's true. It's true.
It's very true.
Okay.
So last Sunday, I believe this happened. It said TikTok has not completely suspended the use of the app, but only certain features, while a rep for Netflix has confirmed that the streaming service has been suspended in Russia. So according to NBC News, on this past this past Sunday, TikTok announced that they have suspended new content and live streaming abilities on their platform in Russia. The suspension is due to Russia's new fake news law, which has now made it an offense to disseminate what is described as fake information about the country's armed forces. TikTok said in a statement, in light of Russia's new fake news law, we have no choice but to suspend the live streaming and new content to our video service in Russia while we review the safety implications of this law. They continue to say in our app, messaging services will not be affected. We will continue to evaluate in the evolving circumstances in Russia to determine when we might fully resume our services and safely is our top priority. However, when it comes to Netflix, their services have been suspended in the country. Hollywood Reporter states that the Netflix rep said, given the circumstances on the ground, we have decided to suspend our service in Russia. So.
This is very,
Oh, it said Apple, this week, Apple announced that it will suspend product sales in Russia and limited access.
yeah, and that was just about to talk about that. Not Apple, but this is a very interesting time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as many times as, like, you know, countries have gone to war, and especially like on the big stage, I'll say.
Yeah.
Now in this present day, you know, Russia is going after Ukraine, but we're so connected. The rest of the world is seeing this, and they're like, "You gotta stop.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't stop, we gonna have to handle you."
Mm.
And it's not. at this point, it's not even in a physical way. It's just between Russia and Ukraine. However, the rest of the world is involved. So they're like, all right, we're going to sanction you. We're going to cut you off with streaming. Apple products, nah, you done. Like, it just keeps happening more and more. Like, you're getting cut off from the world. So pretty soon, Russia's going to get isolated from the world. But then I kind of wonder, like, all right, so then what's going to happen? Is Russia going to be like, all right, we fucked up. Let's figure something out. Or are you going to be like a wild animal in the corner?
Yeah.
And then it's a scary time. I'm curious to see what happens. Hopefully it's not the animal in the corner. But my question for you is how far do you think it'll go before things really escalate? Because notice every time I talk about Russia, they're getting cut off from something.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I think it's gonna get. Hopefully, it don't get like crazy, but it's getting there, bro. Like it's getting messy. It's very messy. I'll say that.
I don't really have the article, but I saw a headline saying Biden did something else, and then it said like Biden and the West better get ready. I was like, ready for what? What you saying?
Right.
What are you saying? Washington Post. That's where it's from.
Yeah.
What is you talking about, sir? Because we ain't involved like that.
Right. And they ain't trying to be.
No. But all right. Well, what else you got?
Last thing I got, Brittany Griner.
Why's that name sound familiar?
She's a WNBA superstar.
Yeah. Okay. What happened?
She was arrested in Russia a month ago.
Yes. Yeah.
And the fact that this is not the biggest story on TV right now blows my mind, bro. And if it was one of our NBA superstars, that shit would have been all over.
True.
All over. But again, it's a woman. She's been detained for like a month, bro.
And she's facing prison. Prison time.
10 years, bro.
Over nothing, really.
Yeah, for fucking. They trying to say it's drug smuggling. Well, she had like vape cartridges.
Just like a jewel.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
she had vape, but it's still like, dog. Like, why is she still stuck there? Why is she still there, bro? Like, it makes no sense. Following her arrest last month in Russia on drug-related charges stemming from vape cartridges she was carrying.
Fuck out of here.
And first of all, she probably was overseas playing because that's how they gotta go get more money anyways, which is already shitty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess they just posted a new image of her by the local television station. It states that they're aware of Brittany Griner's situation. The U.S. government states that they're aware that they were aware of Brittany Griner's situation and was actively working on a way to get her home. If she's convicted in her charges in Russia, she faces up to 10 years in prison there.
That shit is wild, dude.
That's fucking crazy.
You know what it is, though? It's just because of what's going on. Russia wouldn't really give a fuck if shit wasn't popping off. This is a power move. It's like, oh, you from America?
Yeah.
Well, we gotta detain you.
Like, wrong place, wrong time shit. And I don't know how much of those cartridges you had or whatever, but
it can't. But it doesn't matter, man. It can't be that real.
Right.
Can't be that real.
Right.
Prayers
for real.
Prayers to her.
I hope she make it back safely. And ASAP, because this shit is crazy, dude.
No pun intended, but I was thinking about that. I was like, oh, this is a Rocky situation right here.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Bro. Yeah.
But very, very different.
It's fucked up, man.
Rocky, I don't know who you had as a lawyer, but help her out.
It's fucked up, bro.
Get her home.
But that's all I got for today's news. So I don't know.
Interesting and tough news.
Yeah.
But very, very, very interesting. Okay. I don't have no news.
All right, well,
I got none.
That's news to me.
That's news to me. Let's get into these topics.
All right, brother. So where should we kick off at?
Should we talk about, okay,
Should we just get to,
what do you want to talk about first?
what did you about to say?
I was going to ask you, should we talk about genius
Yeah.
or
Yeah, we can do that first.
you want to do that?
Get serious shit up after, you know?
Okay.
What you think of the last, was that the last one?
It was the last one?
Okay.
Part 3?
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
to say the least. To be honest, it left me. I don't know what I was expecting to get out of it, but by the end of it, I didn't feel whole. That's what it was. Like I didn't feel like the story was over. And a big thing for me was watching it, especially to go from, you know, part 1 and part 2.
Yeah.
Seeing this man's life, how it changed. Part 3 was just like everything that you saw. It just got darker and darker and darker. And I was like,
once his mom passed, that shit was tough, bro.
mm-hmm. And that's what it was. Because even towards the end, like, there was no conclusion. It didn't seem like he got better. He might be in a different place, but yeah. And so I'm like, okay, so now we're all up to speed, where things are current. But we know what's going on with them. We know, like we watch it on fucking Instagram every day. This nigga is going through it.
And, for sure.
And I don't know, I'm just like, what's going on, Ye? I've watched your documentary. I've seen what has happened. I even had thoughts way before this. So I'm like, what is it? What do you need? That's what it basically is. It's like, what do you need, dog? What do you need to find that peace? Because you're not getting it.
Right.
What are your thoughts? Like,
I mean, I feel the same way, man. It was like it definitely got dark.
Yeah.
Like you said, nothing really was concluded. I mean, I guess it can't be concluded because he's still living his fucking life.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, to me, I was just still like, what if? You know, what if he didn't pass right then, and because he kind of stepped away from a lot of people too, you know what I mean?
Oh, everything.
And then when they were showing the rants and shit, that just all came back to me like, fuck, like, dog was going through it, you know? And I mean, I'm sure something mentally going on too, you know, just because it's hard, but
yeah. I
mean, I still think to sit and call him crazy like we do or we did, it's like, you know, you gotta take it for what it is. Excuse me. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. I mean, it's still a great documentary.
Oh, for sure.
You know, it was super dope.
You know how much they made off that?
Was it like 330 or was it? Cootie and Chike.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking about. They made 20 mil.
20 mil. Oh, okay.
Well, they could have made more, but
I thought it was 30. Yeah.
Netflix wanted wanted the footage, yeah. And so they paid that money. So I was like, well, good for y'all. Congratulations.
Oh, that's super dope.
20 years for 20 mil. Played a long game. Overall, though, I did think the documentary was well done.
Yeah.
It's just
absolutely.
It's just that end, man. The conclusion.
Yeah.
Like, what's gonna happen now? Here's what I'll say that going off to what you said. Like, what if? Like, if his mom's was still alive?
Yeah.
If you look at, I don't know, ever since the documentary, I've just been in my yay bag listening to everything, the whole discography. But I was thinking, if his mom didn't die, we would still have that era, like from college dropout to graduation, yay. We would have gotten a good ass job, and not only that, we would have gotten a different type of Kanye. We'd still have that. Like, he probably would have said some wild shit, but he wouldn't have been as dark. That's the best way I could describe it. But his mom died, it really fucked him up. And I 100% stand by this. I've been meaning to say this. If his mom were still alive, he would not be with Kim Kardashian.
Yeah,
I stand by it.
I can see that.
If his mom was still alive, he would not be with Kim Kardashian.
I can see that.
For sure. And y'all can at me if you want to. I don't even care. We can have that conversation. Nothing against her, just.
No, I can see that, for sure.
But yeah, that's, I think that's all I gotta say about
Yeah,
it.
me too, man. Great doc for sure. If you haven't seen it,
Yeah, go watch it.
It definitely will take you back to, some nostalgic moments.
There's one thing that, this is the last thing that I'll say about it. But just talking about his rants, right?
Mm-hmm.
None of us, first of all, we were just little kids, we were just young men. We didn't know shit about the world. But no one really knew about him being bipolar. Like, no one really considered that. They're just like, oh, yay, tweaking.
Yeah.
And I find that very, very interesting because that says a lot about the culture at the time. How we talk about mental health now, not only on this podcast, but people in general, it's like now that's a conversation. That's becoming a thing. Where before they just look at this nigga and be like, yo, you wildin'. It's like, no, there's something going on with this man. So I just think that's interesting. You never know what's going on with a person, man. So, what's the next topic?
I think you wanted to touch on anxiety. I forgot in what context, but I know.
Yeah.
Is it work?
It was just in general, like work, or if a person is in school. You know what it is? Have you heard of this? It's called Parkinson's law.
Not Parkinson's law.
Okay, so Parkinson. There's a gentleman. His last name was Parkinson. I believe he was a college professor. But he came up with this. He came up with this theory. Paraphrasing, of course, but it was basically this: if you give a student an assignment, right, but you never give them an end date, it's just forever. All you tell them is complete this.
Yeah.
It'll never get done because they'll just say, "Oh, I have all the time in the world."
Right.
But if you tell them you have this assignment, it's due in 2 weeks, they can say, "Oh, I have time." Day goes by, another day goes by, and so on and so forth. Next thing you know, it's like you're 3 days away from the assignment being due. That's when the alarms go off. You're like, fuck, I need to do this. That's Parkinson's law. You don't really consider how much time you have until you feel that pressure.
Yeah.
So to what I was thinking about with anxiety, some things came up and I felt some pressure. Nothing bad, nothing crazy. Like, it was all handled, but I was like, I've lived for 30 something years, yet there are still moments where I feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel that pressure, that anxiety kicks in. And even though I'm handling it, there's still that part of me that's like, fuck, what if this doesn't work out? What if this, like, just thinking negative shit.
Yeah.
And that's why I bring it up, because I was wondering, like, for you, have you ever felt that way? Because I know you said you don't really never experience anxiety like that, but what about pressure?
Yeah, I feel pressure all the time, I guess. More so when I put shit off, or you know what I mean, or when it's like, or when I'm like if it's like a tough decision I need to make or something like that. It's a little pressure, you know what I mean? Yeah, but it hasn't been like too like crazy for me, but just kind of, I mean, I guess you always feel a little pressure, you know, just throughout.
Yeah, I agree, but not many people can handle that.
Oh, no, that's true. That's very true. But for me, it's just like, yeah, I feel the pressure. I'm like, all right, man, what's the worst that could happen? Or like, just get the shit done, you know? I mean, there's always a consequence to something, you know what I mean? But
sure.
If I fuck up one time, all right, I ain't gonna make the same mistake, you know what I mean? So it's like, all right, I learned from it, you know? But yeah, like, I mean, yeah, I guess there's just always that, you know, the thought of, damn, what if?
Yeah, I can see that.
But I don't know. I don't let it get to me. But you're right. There are people that really can't handle it sometimes. Especially me working with kids. That shit.
Really?
Yeah, they feel that pressure. They just they lose their goddamn mind sometimes. Just gotta tell them, like, breathe.
Relax.
Like, yeah, man.
It's okay.
Like, just like talk through it. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just have pressure especially as kids, man. They got fucking pressure just being a fucking teenager or being a young kid anyways, you know?
We've talked about that too on here. There's a disconnect between adults and adolescents. I know that as adults, we look at kids and go like, listen, there's plenty of life for you to live. This is temporary. But we forget, it's like, motherfucker, these guys are going through, like, these kids, this is their world and it is very real.
Have you ever heard of The 7 Habits of Effective Team by Sean Covey?
I have the
other one?
The other one. I have heard of the one for the teen. Have you read it?
I'm reading it with my classes right now.
What are your thoughts?
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. It's just basically shit they go through, and like I got kids that hate reading into that book. You know what I mean? And because it's about their lives. You know, like the shit they deal with every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really dope book.
It's funny how you bring that up. I should have put that on my list because I work with some teenagers.
Yeah.
I think that would be very insightful. Thank you. Speaking of teenagers, you said something that I really thought about that goes along with anxiety. You know, outside of the pressure, let's say like you fuck up on something, a kid messes up on something, right? They make a mistake. Rumination. Do you know what that is? Ruminating. So rumination is where you experience something and it had a negative effect on you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Time can go by, like something could have happened to you in 2018. Here it is, 2022, but you still think about it. You have that feeling as though it happened yesterday.
Yeah.
That's rumination.
Okay.
A lot of people in the world do this, but I think for kids, because they don't really know what that is, they just feel that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they could feel shitty about something that took place, or something could happen to them, and it just fucks them up because it's still in their noggin. Like, damn man, that happened.
Yeah.
And I just bring that up because you're talking about the kids and stuff. Do you see that with your students, where they ruminate on something, or they're just like, man, like they're still thinking about something, they still feel that?
Every fucking day, bro. Every day, absolutely. They can't let shit go. Can't let it go, or it's hard for them to work through it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Especially like me in the special education field, you know?
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
You know, it's different. Like they definitely have those issues with, you know, holding on to stuff, but then they also, it can be the other way around. Like they can do some awful shit, and then an hour later they act like nothing, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Love
whatever.
you just the same, yeah.
Yeah.
You know? Like nothing even happened, you know? So it's all emotions and what triggers those emotions, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're exactly right. Now I'm thinking about it. Like that's what it really is. It's just emotion. It's emotions, and not having, what would you say? Not stability, but having control of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Having control.
Yeah.
Being able to control those emotions.
That'd be tough. Have you ever heard of this book? Oh God, I have it on Audible. It's called "It Takes What It Takes."
Have not heard of it.
So it's a book. There's a guy that worked with Russell Wilson. I can't say his name. Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Sierra's man.
Yeah.
Who just went to the Broncos.
Yeah.
I heard about that. But in the book, it basically talks about how no matter what happens in life, you kind of have to have this mindset, like, okay, it's just another day. If you have a bad day, it's just a day. If you have a good day, at the end, it's just a day. Shit is always gonna happen no matter what, but there's shit that needs to be done. You know that there are things that you have to get to. So you have to have this sort of mindset, like, okay, no matter what, just have the action, see that through. If you happy, be happy. If you down, you down. But no matter what, you gotta keep it moving. Like, let it go. Feel how you feel, but how are you gonna move on from it? How do we get past this? Because you gotta do that. So I thought that was interesting.
Sidebar, I have 11 credits on Audible, so if you got any good book recommendations, let me know.
Hell, I'll show you my library.
I got a few from IG, but definitely gonna get into that. Especially, I just want to take a drive somewhere and just.
Oh, brother, come up to St. Cloud. That's an hour. That is 1 hour.
Yeah, maybe I will actually next week. You'll be back next week, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, maybe I will. That shit going on.
If you do come up, we can do an episode, and we could have a guest on there. There are two people that have been on my mind that I think they would have some insight or have some insightful words.
Okay.
So, and I know y'all listening. So if I approach you, you can't say no.
Yeah, let's figure that out. I definitely will come up during the week.
Okay. Then you can finally see Danny G.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on from that, what was the other topic that you were talking about?
We were talking about the balancing friendships.
Right. For those of you who were listening a while back, like 2 episodes or so, he was talking about friend groups and wondering if it's possible for 2 different groups to not only meet but to just connect, right?
Yeah.
And something that I thought about, I'm pretty sure we talked about it before, but something that I thought about was, as a person who's grown up a certain way, who's grown up in a certain environment, if there's a moment for you where you decide you want to live a different way, slowly you start to take different actions from the people that you grew up with. You start to do things different that aren't really like how people are in your environment. So they look at you different. And sooner or later you start to get the questions. It's like, why you moving the way you moving?
Yeah.
And then of course you get that typical response, like, you changed. And it doesn't matter where you are. You from the hood to the burbs, you'll always get that. You'll get that group of people and they'll be like, you changed. And it's like, well, is that bad? And if a person does change, why do you feel some type of way about it? It's like, how am I treating you to make you say that? That's something that I was wondering about, because even for me, when I was growing up, I was the only, there was probably 2 or 3 kids that I knew that really liked anime, including myself. No one else got made fun of and all this other stuff, even with my own family. So then I got older and started getting into some other stuff. And some family members would look at me sideways, like, why do you like this shit? Or why are you interested in the things that you are? And into other stuff, like careers and even school. And it's like, you changed. I'm like, how the fuck? How did I change? Not only how did I change, but it's like, how did I change in a way that makes you feel negative about it? Tell me that. Have you ever experienced that before?
I've experienced it with when I went to college. College, I had when I started hanging out with guys from college, when I got back to Wisconsin, and then I started hanging out with them in Milwaukee when I would go home. But then my high school friends would, I would kick it with the college friends more, just because that's what we were,
that's where you at.
Yeah. And it was an issue for a while, like, oh man, you changed what you do, And it's like, I went through that for a little while, but it was, it just we just at different points in our lives, you know what I mean? I'll be having to check myself now when I kick it with a certain friend group, and it's like, you don't hear from them, and it's like, well,
why?
why, but then it's like, at the same time, it's like, yeah, you do make time for what you want to make time for, but.
That's true.
But maybe shit got people got shit going on, you know, and you kind of got to respect that. At the same time, it's just like, damn, even like checking in, like, damn, like you don't hear from nobody. It's like, you know, you that busy, you can't check in.
And we still, like, we've been talking about this since we started the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Always
talk about checking in.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but even for me, like, I still have trouble with that.
Me too. Like, so, like, the thing that I'm right now is I'm making it a point to, you know, because my family's in Wisconsin. I'm making it a point to call my mother and my grandmother every Sunday from here on out, for as long as I can.
It's a big commitment.
Yeah, and I need to do that. Just something personal for me, you know, because there's no reason why, you know, I'm not doing it, but it's just, you know, and should be going on, but I gotta, whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna stop, just check in, see how they doing, and go from there, really.
That's very interesting, because I think you answered my next question, because I asked you this earlier, like, when you're around certain groups of people, and they look at you like you change, and you might have changed a certain way, but it doesn't have to be something negative. How do you find that balance? It's like you got this environment over here with people that you rock with, and then you got this other one where you rock on with people over here, but they look at you in a different way now. How do you keep that?
I mean, who's that? Jay-Z said it best, bro. You didn't come all this way to stay the same, you know?
It's true.
Like,
but these supposed to be your peoples.
Right, so if they're your peoples, they should understand that you're trying to grow and you want more for yourself, you know, because if they're not, then I mean, some people gotta be left behind at the same time, you know what I mean? Like,
that's true.
The mindset is different, you know? It go back to fixed mindset, growth mindset, you know what I mean? Like, you can't be stagnant, especially this day and age, bro. Like, it's so much out there for us to do and to learn and to, you know, to try to capitalize on. You can't get comfortable no more. Like, you can't be comfortable being content.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, so it's like, I mean, if they're your friends, they'll understand. If they're your friends, they'll be trying to help you further yourself. You know what I mean? It's the conversation you can have too. Like, you know, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Like, be on the same page, or, you know, or like different paths for, you know, everybody. But
yeah,
it's like, you gotta come to some type of understanding. Like, at the same time, yeah, make time for your people. Like, make time for your people.
You know, now that you mention it, here's a question for you, because since we talk about it all the time about like checking in, make time for your people, what is the challenge with that? Like, we say, oh, I need to do this, and even though there's been improvement, it's like, what are the thoughts that make us go, maybe I shouldn't reach out, or you just kind of like forget about it?
I couldn't tell you, bro, because it's so easy to do.
Is it just being older, being busy?
I guess. I really don't know, because it ain't nothing to pick up the phone and, you know, I don't even gotta talk to you, bro. Just shoot me a text.
You good?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. But, you know, when you don't hear from motherfuckers, it do get like that, you know? Like, so I just try to be better at it, because if I expect it from others, you know, but.
I saw a TikTok the other day. It was a young lady, because you know how people, I don't know what it is. Now somebody asks a question, like a question video, and then someone shows their response.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about? Thank you. Yeah. And it was a young lady, because the question was asked, like, to all the single people out there, are y'all good? Is someone checking in on you? And the young lady said, not really.
No, not at all, bro.
No.
Not at all. I couldn't second that, bro. Like, not at all. It is what it is, bro. You know.
You good, nigga?
Yeah, I mean, I will be. I will be, but not all the time, shit.
Sure.
But that's very true. That's very true. I definitely second that.
It's funny because that's something that I did not think about. Even though I have experienced it, I mean, everybody goes through something.
Yeah.
They have their moments, but it was like, when you're single, you can have you could be going through something.
Right.
But who's really got you?
Right. And especially, and then like, who you gonna talk it through with, you know?
Yeah.
When if everybody else busy with their lives, you know what I mean? Now that shit real, bro. I done been through that. On and off, shit. I mean, it is what it is, but it's very true.
All right. Something to ponder.
Yeah.
Something to think about. Honestly, seriously though, you good?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, like, nigga, I see you every weekend. You alright?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay.
Good. That just was real shit.
Yeah.
Because I've been there.
Yeah. All right. I did have one more topic, but you know what? I think we'll just save that.
Save it?
Yeah.
Table it for the next one?
Table it for another time. I think this is a good one. This was like
Yeah.
It wasn't heavy, but it was just like,
yeah.
okay, I'm thinking about some shit.
Yeah. It was very, very thought provoking for me.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah, so.
Some things to think about. But last call. What do you got?
Last call. What do we say? What we talk about?
It was a lot.
It was a lot. It was good though. I would say, kind of just kicking it back to that I guess I'll touch on each of them. The anxiety piece.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's just more and more now. Maybe I didn't know what anxiety was. But now, like, maybe I did go through it. Maybe, I can't really say.
Yeah.
But if you are going through it, if you are anxious, you got to find ways to cope with it, I would say.
Yeah.
There are plenty of steps to take. There are things you can do, but you know yourself better than anybody else. So, you know what I mean? If you know you're about to come in a situation where this shit gonna make you anxious or whatever, you might want to take a step back, maybe, or just kind of brace yourself for that. Balancing life, balancing friendships, balancing anything. Like I said, you take time for what you want to take time for. You make time for what you want to make time for. So, if you've been lacking in the area, man, kind of step up, man. Just reach out to a motherfucker. Even if you ain't got shit to talk about, just, hey, I'm thinking about you. That's enough. You know what I mean? Like, when it's your birthday, then you get the text.
Yeah.
And then you look at how many other conversations where you saw where it's literally just happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Like, damn.
Oh, fuck that. Funny that you say that. Last year for my birthday, right?
Yeah.
I don't post on Instagram or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But I made it a point not to say anything to anybody. And I ain't even gonna lie to you. I cried because I saw you posted, like, you gave me a shout out. You was like, happy birthday. And the people who I really care about, that I connect with on a regular, everybody that I love, they hit me. And they were like, happy birthday. And I was like, these are my people.
Right.
Like, these are the people that would check in on me.
Right.
Even if we don't talk for a minute.
Right.
So that's real. Check in on your people, man.
Just check in, man, for real. You never know, dude.
Yeah, for
You
real.
never know. Like this showing ponies shit is on socials. Like, ain't nobody gonna post the bad shit. You know what I mean? Like, you never know when a motherfucker down because they only gonna post the highs. Nobody posting the lows.
Yeah, and like what Michael was saying, just seeing somebody else's life, how it's lavish and shit. It's like, can you really living like that where you're going, I'm happy. Right.
So, yeah, man, but that's all I got, man. Just be mindful, check in, be grateful. Just look out for your people, man.
Yeah, you said it a lot, brother. you said it all, honestly. I don't really have nothing. It's just like the only thing that I can really think of is just what I said earlier, just talking about that book. It takes what it takes.
Yeah.
You know, there are gonna be days where it's bad. There are gonna be some days when it's really, really good. But you know, just like with anxiety, you know yourself better than anyone. So you have to ask yourself, like, what do we need to do to not avoid this, but to get past this? And you have to accept it, like, yo, it takes what it takes.
Yeah, for sure.
That's it.
All right, ladies and gents. Well, that was another episode of the Symposium podcast. Once again, I am E. Wright, and this is
Winter Coat Roams.
And we are the Symposium podcast. Thank you all for joining us. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, repost, do all that shit. All right, get the socials pop.
Episode 55. Thank y'all for tuning in. Really appreciate y'all. Till next time.
Till next time.
We out.